What's up, Patriots? Dan here with RETIREMAX Financial. Hey, you may have heard of people tapping into their home's equity to start a business, buy rental properties, or even load up on gold and silver. So in this episode, I'm going to show you how you can use the same strategy to build a tax-free pension that will last the rest of your life and guarantee that you'll never have to worry about losing value in your home even when the real estate market takes a hit. But before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and drop a comment below with where you're watching from. I love seeing where my fellow veterans, first responders, and patriots are tuning in from. So saving for retirement is a big financial commitment, and for folks starting in their 40s or 50s, it can feel overwhelming. But here's the good news. So many people in that age range already have something valuable. It's home equity. And for most non-business owners, the home is their largest non-liquid asset. Non-liquid because banks, lenders, and even insurance companies treat it as untouchable unless you sell the house or you borrow against it. And we kind of joke about it all the time. You can't buy a candy bar with a piece of drywall. Now, everybody loves talking about how much their house is worth, especially when the mortgage is small or completely paid off. And sure, that feels good, right? I mean, there's a sense of security in owning your home outright. But here's the reality. What good is a paid-off home if you don't have income in retirement to pay the property tax, the insurance, utilities, groceries, and medical bills? A house may keep rain off your head, but it doesn't put food on the table. Think back to 2008. So I was in the Navy at the time, and I remember friends, neighbors, and even high-ranking officers getting crushed when the housing market collapsed. The home values dropped 20 to 40% in some areas almost overnight, and many saw their hard-earned equity wiped out. And some were forced into foreclosure, and others into short sales. And plenty ended up stuck paying 2 mortgages because they couldn't sell their old home for what they owed. And that's why relying solely on home equity as your retirement plan is a dangerous gamble. You're tying your future to a single illiquid asset that's subject to market forces that you can't control. So here's the idea. Instead of letting that equity just sit there, tied to the ups and downs of the housing market, we strategically reposition a portion of it into something that, 1, builds predictable compounding growth, 2, provides tax-free income for life, and 3, keeps your home's value protected. So let's use a real-world example. So let's say we have a 45-year-old client with a home worth $400,000 and only $60,000 left on the mortgage. The monthly mortgage payment is $1,100. So that's $340,000 in home equity. Now, if this person wanted to build a $50,000 to $60,000 per year in retirement income starting at age 67, they'd normally have to invest about $1,000 a month from now until then. But instead, we take a one-time advance of $150,000 from the home. And there's 2 ways to do it. So number 1, a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. It's interest only for a set time. Normally it's about 10 years. And it's at a variable rate, so it's more flexible. But number 2, you've got a cash out refi, which is at a fixed rate with a predictable payment. So for this example, we'll use a cash out refi at 6.5%, which includes fees. The new mortgage payment is about $1,370 a month, so that's just $270 more than what they pay now. Now we take that $150,000 from the cash out refinance and we move it into a max-funded RETIREMAX Elite IUL using a premium deposit fund to drip nearly $20,000 a year into the policy for the first 10 years. So that means you're front-loading your retirement plan without having to take $1,600 a month out of your current budget. Now, by the time you're 56 years old, chances are your budget has freed up a bit, right? Maybe your car loan is gone, so that's $400 a month. Right? Kids are out of the house, no more tuition or rent, so maybe that's another $500 to $1,000 a month freed up. Credit cards, personal loans, maybe they're paid off. Even if you just take $300 a month of that freed up money and add it to the IUL for 10 years, so from age 56 to 66, you've put another $36,000 more right before retirement at a time when your policy's cash value is already compounding at 7 to 10% a year. So that extra fuel could be the difference between $50,000 a year tax-free and $60,000 a year tax-free for life. And you didn't have to cut your current lifestyle. You just redirected money you were already spending into something that now pays you. Now here's where the light bulb really turns on. So let's look at year 15 of a $210,000 30-year loan at 6.5%. So the remaining loan balance is now $152,000. But now let's look at your IUL's projected cash value that same year. It's over $380,000. That's more than double the amount that you still owe on the house. And here's the kicker. You still have that home equity on top of that because you've been paying down the mortgage the entire time. And your home's market value has likely appreciated. And the policy growth is totally independent of the real estate market. So even if the market crashes, your retirement cash value isn't touched. You're building two separate asset bases, one inside the house and one inside the policy, and both are growing at the exact same time. Now, some common misconceptions like, what if the rates go up? Well, that's why some prefer the cash out refi over the HELOC, because it locks your rate. And what if I want to sell the house? Well, no problem, because the mortgage is portable, right? Sell it, pay it off, and keep any extra equity. What if the policy underperforms? Well, even at conservative returns, the math works. It just adjusts the income amount. So maybe instead of $50,000, maybe it's $48,000. And the death benefit still protects your family. So for veterans, first responders, and patriotic families, this strategy turns idle equity into working capital for your retirement. And it protects your biggest asset from market crashes and creates generational wealth that's tax-free for life. So if this clicked for you, here's what I want you to do. Comment below or DM me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll answer your questions personally. Then visit victoryxfinancial.com and grab your free RETIREMAX Elite Guide. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes where I break down this strategy side by side with a top fixed indexed annuity. So until next time, stay sharp, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.